What's up guys, Matthew here, and today we're going to be comparing the three major trading card games, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering. So we're going to compare the different art styles of each card game, compare the different packaging, compare how easy it is to get into the game, compare the value of a specific booster pack, and which of these three games is really the best bang for your buck. So we're going to get started immediately with art styles. So firstly, let's look at Magic the Gathering, which is the game I am most familiar with in terms of recent years. Yeah, these are pretty boring. Oh, as a note, all these are the newest sets of these games. Magic the Gathering, the art style, honestly, it's pretty. The packaging pretty. We got the back here is actually nice because you have the Planeswalkers. So this is actually a story element, and that is a cool picture as well. So we're just looking at the art style of the package right now, and all the packaging, by the way, you can actually see in there the booster pack is sort of glimmering through. So then we're going to look at Yu-Gi-Oh. So, well, it's pretty. I'll give it that. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for probably like 10 years, and this is the new stuff which I have not actually done much with. Sorry, my cat is over there trying to get into my stuff. No, but alright, anyways. So the new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I've not really done much with ever since Link Monsters came out. I've not really touched it. Immediately, something I should note is you may notice there's 2 Magic and 2 Pokemon, 1 Yu-Gi-Oh. That is actually because I went to 2 different stores, Walmart and Walgreens, to purchase booster packs. And Walgreens has discontinued Yu-Gi-Oh. And I went to some card shops recently as well, and a lot of card shops have discontinued Yu-Gi-Oh. This is due to in fact that the Yu-Gi-Oh card game is, well, it's crashed pretty hard. Unfortunately, a lot of the booster boxes are going down in value, a lot of the cards are going down in value, and the player base itself has declined. That is not to say it can't rebound. I am hopeful it does because of nostalgia reasons, but it is overall not going well. You may notice as well, something I actually point out, Magic and Pokemon are both using this new style of blister pack. They have pull tabs on the sides. I'll actually go ahead and, yeah. So they have these pull tabs on the side here that actually peels away, and you can actually, there's a way to do this. So those pull away on the side, and then that actually just, well, it's just a different style of booster pack. And the booster pack is in there, which actually, as a note, the booster pack itself, on War of the Spark, has different art, which is still very basic. So, we'll set that aside. Yu-Gi-Oh, however, has elected to maintain this older style blister pack box, which, honestly, the biggest issue with this is it's a lot easier to steal. Go to any Walmart or card shop, maybe not card shops, but any Walmart, Meijer, Target that sells Yu-Gi-Oh cards still, and you will see a lot of these empty, where the packs have been removed, where people will take like a knife and just slit down the back here. They will actually take the pack out. As well, this is not as friendly to open. Okay, well this is a bad example because it opened fine, but see this membrane here? This gets stuck all the time, where it becomes nearly impossible to actually remove the booster pack without tools, which is not very friendly. Oh, there's a security tag here. That's new. That's probably because they've realized people steal. So, there's that. Also, that is very loose packaging. This is a lot tighter. It's actually heavier too. There's more cards in this one as well. That's immediately an offsetting feeling, though. I'm not a fan of that. That's also a much smaller booster pack. Anyways, so the art style on Yu-Gi-Oh's though it's gorgeous. I love it, but it's really computerized, I guess. Just like obviously graphical. It's graphical design, obviously, but it's very lower quality. It's been like press painted on this. I don't know. It's just something about the way it looks just feels off. Maybe it could just be that it's on this cheap aluminum foil, basically. Now, Pokemon by far has the best art on the packaging, at the very least. I actually don't think I've ever opened a Pokemon booster pack. But if you look closely at this, look at this. This almost looks hand-drawn. There we go. See Reshiram? You can actually see like the hand-drawn lines on it. Now it's obviously like inkjet printed like copies of a hand drawing, but it looks like a hand drawing. Someone drew this and then they put on the packaging, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now I have never opened one of these, so we're on an adventure to see what these actual packs look like. So, ooh, okay. Different art. So you got Lucario and something. I'm actually not familiar with that one. I think that's one of the new legendaries. Like I know what it is, I just don't know the name of it. Oh, there's a lot of text on this though. Bonsor Battle, but that's still actually really pretty. Does that have the same hand drawing? No, it's not the same hand drawn look, but it's still pretty. I'll give it that. So let me go ahead and crack open these other two blisters. Ugh. That's one of the things about these blisters is they are a little bit difficult to open, but nothing too crazy. So the same one, and then this. So I do know a little bit of the rules of. Actually, I know the rules of Magic very well. I play it regularly. I used to play Yugioh for 10 years, so I know the basics of this, and I know that this is a much harder game to get into today because of the introduction of parallels, link summonings, synchro summonings, XYZ summonings, fusion summonings, special summonings. I've always been around, but then there's just so many different ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh! That if you don't know already, getting into the game as a new player is a lot harder. Now, Pokemon, these two games are somewhat similar in terms of how they play, in terms of like, they have energy cards, land cards, there's a mana cost for things, there's a cost for attacks, cost for spells. They're very similar games, and I can say that Magic is a very easy game to learn. You can easily get into Magic, and you can be a half-decent player within a day or two. Honestly, it's not that hard. Pokemon, I have not learned the card game myself in terms of playing, but in terms of what I've read online with the rules, I could see this something that you could buy a starter deck and be playing it with fair enough abilities within probably a couple hours. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the one that I'm going to have to give a bit of a strike to. If you're going to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually going to utilize all the different types of summoning, it's going to take you a while to really learn, especially with how much they keep changing. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to get a bit of a point off for that, as well as a point off for the packaging being just the general worst here, unfortunately. Now, let's talk about the value of one booster pack. So, starting with Yu-Gi-Oh! You get 9 cards in one pack, one of which is guaranteed to be a super rare. So you're getting 9 cards. Now, the average deck size for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 40, so you're not that far off from a full deck if you get 4 packs. You need 5 booster packs to make a full deck if you want the world's most unbalanced deck ever. But that's not that bad. We're just looking at the amount of cards you need to buy total. And these are also the cheapest booster pack, where these are all $4.18 at your major retailers. This was only $3.80. Now, 40 cents, it doesn't seem like much of a difference, but when you're buying 5 or 6 packs, that adds up. But you are also getting the least amount of cards, so take that into account. Magic, you're getting 15 cards, but that 15 card count is including your land and your token, which lands are just mana, and if you play the game, you have thousands of it, and tokens are, well, they're pretty much useless unless you have a card that summons that specific type of token. So I've got one over here. This is a token card. They're just sort of pointless little cards that are just useful for, like, hey, I have a creature that makes token wizards. That's all this is. It's just a placeholder card. So you're really getting 13 cards in one of these. Now, Pokemon has the word 10 additional boot cards, but that's not 100% true. According to the packaging, I've never opened a pack, so I'll double check this when we open these. But according to the pack, you get 10 cards and an energy. So they're not counting their land or their mana as a card, which I think is fantastic, because that means you're getting 10 actual cards. So, let's get cracking. Now, I do know the values of Magic the Gathering cards, especially this set. I've opened well over 30 packs of this set, so we can go through each card. And this is a good opportunity to talk about art style as well. Magic the Gathering has some very, very pretty art. It just does. Come on, focus. Here, let's look at something that's really good. Okay, so here we go. So these are all uncommons. Silver border there, or silver icon there. So these uncommons, I'll go over there. That's the rare, Sarkhan the Masterless. There he is. Very pretty art. A lot of work went into those pictures. And then we have a foil in this one, actually. Erratic Visionary. It's a common, but it's a foil, so it's real pretty. See that? So he goes over there. This is our land card and our token. These cards have intrinsically no value, so they just go over here. These cards are the ones of real value, foils and rares. Uncommons are also a little bit of value, normally about 50 cents to $1. Commons, unfortunately, the vast majority of commons have intrinsically zero value, but that's fine. So, we'll set these aside. Then we'll go ahead and open the second pack. Come on, there we go. Makeshift Battalion. See, look at this art. I'm in awe at the art of Magic the Gathering, honestly. It's some... Oh, we have a non-foil guy. Look at that. Magic the Gathering has some of the most beautiful art of any game I've ever played. So our rare is Silent Submersible, which is a little submarine. And that's it for that. We have Angel Token and that. And then we have our uncommons there and more commons that are unfortunately worthless. So we're not getting... That's not bad. These packs are pretty good. Nothing of real value earned, however. No, like, valuable cards. But you are getting cards that are fun. Erratic Visionary is a fun card. Sarkhan's fun. And this is a Submersible, which is an artifact vehicle. All fun. Let's open up the Yu-Gi-Oh pack now. It's been a long time. Oh, that is... Oh, that's weak glue. I'm sorry. I didn't talk about that with Magic cards because I didn't even notice it. Those were almost hard to open. This just peels away. So here's an opportunity to compare the backs of the cards. Honestly, very similar. I guess I was about to say I like the branding of Konami up here, but then Magic the Gathering has the huge freaking logo there, and Yu-Gi-Oh's is there. Honestly, the card designs on the backs are not that important. I think they're both kind of fine. So, now, that's not bad. I've actually never seen the arts of this set. Pegasus Wing. Yu-Gi-Oh has... I'll admit, Yu-Gi-Oh's art is real pretty. Ooh, what is this? Crealtar. Okay, can we talk about names for a second? Crealtar, the Impcantation Originator. What kind of name is this? Also, okay, so for a new player going into this, that's an intimidating card. That just is. It's a common. It's one of the common slots. But a name that huge, with a text box that huge, with that many star symbols, this is an intimidating card to find. It just is. Oh, whoa, that's pretty. Okay. So that is a foil. I don't know what rarity this is. I think that's just a foil. That's pretty. I like that. And then here's the rare, because you can see the silver text is a rare. So that might be the super rare. You're in danger. So that's also... I like the art style on that. So we'll keep that over there. Speed Lift. World Legacy Collapse. And again, this is another intimidating card. Come on, focus. Camera. This is a good camera too. It is not focusing. Dino Wrestler Chimera T Rextal with another huge tech box. So these are... I don't think any of these really have much relevance to each other as part of the problem. And that's one of the problems with Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, is there's so many cards out there you need to buy a ton of packs before you can make any semblance of a deck. In fact, it's almost not worth buying packs to get a deck for Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic is also a similar way that to get a real competitive deck, you need to buy single cards. As for actually building a functional deck, though, you can do that with Magic fairly easily buying booster packs. Two of those are ritual monsters, which is another summoning condition I didn't even mention before. I know I'm tearing on Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, but they keep doing weird things. So, let's move on to the packs that I have no idea about. I know that this is the pack of all these sets. This one has the most valuable cards in it in terms of total monetary value if you pull them. Now, that is implying a lot. That is also a very good seal. Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a very weak seal on the pack. I'm sorry. I don't mean to tear on Yu-Gi-Oh!, but this was sad. These are all really sturdy seals. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's talk art style here. Sorry, I'm going to pull that aside. So, Mischievous. So these art styles are actually, they're a lot more simple than the other games, but that's not a bad thing. Salandite. Okay, I am dropping everything. Glammeow. Catterday. Diglett. That's pretty. Poliwag. Ooh. Shiny Geodude. Alolan Dugtrio. Red Energy. Green's Exploration. I'm going to set that aside as well. Torug, and Happiny. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, energy is not counted. Fantastic. So, the art style of these, let me actually just pick some of my favorites out. So, Diglett, pretty. I like that. Alolan Dugtrio, also pretty. I think honestly, Mischievous, one of my favorites. They're very flat art, which is a little bit, it's a little bit simple, but I don't see much of a problem with that. I love the Pokemon's yellow border cards. There's something just really pretty about that. Oh, and talking about backs, everyone recognizes the Pokeball spin. It's a very iconic thing to look at. It's honestly like a very memorable to the cartoon, which is the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Does have that cartoon loveliness to them, that you see these together and you know that's childhood. That is one of the biggest things these guys have in favor of themselves. So, let us open up. Again, these packs are very well sealed, which is not a bad thing. And we have another Mischievous. Okay. Let's hope we don't have a repeat pack. I'm going to move that to the side. Mischievous. Okay, well, we have a Jigglypuff rare. That's good. That's a lot of the same. I'm sorry, hold on. Is that first 4 identical? The first 5 cards? Hold up. Look at this. This is the first 5 cards of this pack. Okay. Here's the first 5 cards of the last pack. I'm sorry, that's a little bit trippy. Is that a coincidence? That I got like a weirdly loaded pack set? I hope not. I hope that's a coincidence. But that does not really bode well for the set. Anyways, so we have the Jigglypuff, we have Marowak, Yellow Energy, Graveler, Porygon 2, and a Martial Arts Dojo. So, I'm sorry, that's a bit trippy. So, let's talk overall value. So, I'm going to move some of these together. So, I want to find out if I was, say, attempting to build a deck. Well, Magic the Gathering has the most variety of cards. but that does not necessarily mean a good deck. And in fact, if I were to buy 6 booster packs of Magic the Gathering, I could probably build an odd but working deck. With Yu-Gi-Oh, I would probably have to buy... I don't even want to give a number of packs on that because I'm not even sure. All those cards don't really synergize with each other that well unless I just don't know the game that well anymore. Pokemon, on the other hand, had a lot of duplicate cards. Almost creepily duplicate. I bet it's Mischievous' fault. She used ghost powers to just double her cards. But no, that's a point off for that, honestly. But that could be coincidental. Now, let's talk money. So we spent $4 per Pokemon pack, $3 for the Yu-Gi-Oh pack, and $4 per Magic set. So I'm going to do a really quick price check. I'll be right back with you. And we're going to take a look at these rares from each one and let you know how much money we made back if we broke even or not on each one. So, be right back. Alright, so looking over the prices, Pokemon, these are averaging about 30-40 cents. So, we made no money back on that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Mystic Mine actually rings in about $1. So that's a third of the pack value, which is not bad. About 33% of your money spent is what you got back. And then in Magic, so Submersible's worth pennies, so is Relic Visionary, but Sarkhan's actually $3, which means that he paid almost all of the pack's value, about 75%. So, in terms of best bang for your buck, if you're looking at pure value of the average card, of this incredibly small sample size, Magic the Gathering is the way to go. Now, I do know that the Yu-Gi-Oh set does have a lot more valuable cards in it. In general, about 10 cards in the set are worth more than the booster pack itself. In fact, I think about 10 cards in the set are worth at least 3 booster packs, averaging around $9 to $10 on the low end. So that is, of course, rarer cards, but if you are looking to make your money back, this Yu-Gi-Oh set might be the way to go. Now, in terms of just pure winner in this scenario, Yu-Gi-Oh definitely loses, to say nothing else, but that Yu-Gi-Oh loses this competition. I'm really putting it between Magic and Pokemon at this point. And we're looking mostly going to be at art style, friendliness to the players, and just which one is the best value to buy. They're the same price to get into. Pokemon is a lot simpler of an art style compared to Magic. Magic has a lot more adult themes. Things like straightly there are cards just called Murder. This Magic is a lot more adult themed and a lot more adult art. Pokemon is definitely a reminiscent of one's childhood, where a lot of these are really simple drawings, a lot of very basic things, a lot of easy to understand mechanics as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's actually very nice in a lot of scenarios. Magic is definitely something that's a bit harder to get into immediately, but is not hard to learn. So ultimately, it boils down to preference. Magic is the best bang for your buck because of the sheer number of cards you get. You are getting 13 playable cards for the same price as you're getting 10 playable Pokemon cards. And you are actually getting less duplicates in Magic. I pulled these packs from different stores, mind you. These two Run Broken Bonds packs came from entirely different locations. And they were spookily similar. So, take that as you will. But that is all the time I have today. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, have a great day. Bye-bye.